Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. This video is a news roundup of the first week of the new year. Flood alerts are still in place for all the usual high-risk areas along the rivers Bure, Ant and Thurne. Power cuts have happened again this week. We even had a tornado warning, but luckily that didn't come to anything. High winds and heavy rain continue almost daily. A yellow weather warning was given for the 1st and 2nd of January for heavy rain. Then a second weather warning was given for very windy weather. Then, if that wasn't enough, an amber weather warning was issued for Storm Henk's arrival. Gusts of 60 miles per hour were predicted, but I think actually when they arrived here in Norfolk, they're about 45 miles an hour. I'm sure you've all heard about the proposed £2 million redevelopment for the site at Acle Bridge, where Pedro's used to be. Richardson's Leisure have submitted plans for a new marina, a visitor centre, cafe, car parking and additional moorings. 48 private moorings, 12 dayboat moorings and 12 visitor moorings. The visitor centre and cafe would have outdoor seating and an attached Broads Discovery Hub. A dayboat reception is also proposed. 14 new jobs over the site would be created. Their Stalham site will also be redeveloped too, along with their site at Hemsby. The Met Office issued a warning to say at this early stage of looking ahead, Norfolk may have snow around the 17th of January, which may last several days. After Storm Henk did its thing, Great Anglia urged people not to travel by train. There was severe disruption between Norwich and Ipswich. A fallen tree had damaged the overhead electric wires between those stations. HowHill Trust had to close their secret garden after damage from the storm also. The Broads Authority reported there was a sunken vessel near the Berney Arms along the Riviera. The National Trust announced the permissive footpath at Horsey Wind pump across the field to the beach was closed until further notice as the land was waterlogged. Next we go to Great Yarmouth. The Great Yarmouth Mercury article states that work on the new £121 million river crossing will start again next week. Apparently, the Department of Transport gave £98 million towards the cost of the Herring Bridge and Norfolk County Council covered the rest, so £23 million. The Broads Authority have temporarily closed the 24-hour moorings at Womack Island until the 13th of January. This is so that some tree work can take place in preparation for the refurbishment of the moorings later in spring 2024. The Met Office has forecast much colder weather this coming week, with lower than average temperatures expected. Parts of Norfolk will see freezing temperatures from Monday, tomorrow. Frost is likely overnight, and there's also a risk of fog and ice. A flooding meeting is to take place in Hickling. You may recall residents were unable to use their toilets, baths or showers due to raised water levels off the Broad overwhelming the sewage systems. Those affected can speak to representatives from Anglian Water, the Environment Agency and Norfolk County Council. This is on the 2nd of February. On Saturday, a flood warning was issued for Norwich City Centre and including Carrow Road, home of Norwich City Football Club. At the time of making this video, there is a football match due today, Saturday, between Norwich City and Bristol Rovers in the FA Cup. This is due to start at 3 p.m, and I'm actually making this video at 2:30. I'm assuming it will go ahead because I'm sure there'll be lots of messages over the internet if it couldn't. And finally for this week, Reedham Chain Ferry His last day of service will be on the 9th of January, while the ferry is away for its annual service. It will return as soon as possible. Unfortunately, there was a sound issue with Friday's video, so I'm very grateful to the person who told me, that it was like that, as I wasn't aware. It sounds fine when it's with me, and I upload it and then something seems to happen. So I've made it private at the moment, you can't watch it, and I'm going to remake it and hopefully that'll be ready for Wednesday. These things always happen when you least expect, don't they? A bit like me checking out of the hotel after 2 or 3 wonderful days away. Put my things in the car, climb into my car, and sciatica starts. So I had to drive home at 20 miles an hour because that was all I could manage, putting the pressure on my foot. And since getting home, I don't know how I made it upstairs, but I did. And I've stayed in bed ever since. I am more mobile now, thank goodness. So I'm just hoping it's going as fast as it arrived. Who else has had or suffers from sciatica? I'm very grateful to SW for her suggestion of putting muscle rub on. That has worked a treat, I have to say. I also had an hour's dentist appointment yesterday, and I went in at the correct time, but with a plan to cancel it and say I'll come back another time due to the sciatica. So the lady said, well, at least try and see how you get on. And actually, it wasn't the least bit painful at all, lying in the dentist chair. It was just the right shape. When I did my YouTube live, I said in, the discussion that we're having, I could see a container ship way off in the distance. Now, it's not crystal clear footage, I know, it's so far away. But I said I would include it. Very kind of the seal to appear right outside. Perfect for me to film and then include in this. I hope you've all had a good week. This is just about the end of this video. I'm now going to go and try and do the one I put out Friday that the sound was all distorted in. It's very strange. So I'll leave you to look at some lovely sunrises I saw while I was staying there. Have a good week, and I'll be back again very soon. Bye for now.